Every morning, before the world even stirs, there is a battle quietly raging inside you. The weight of yesterday's failures, the anxiety about today's unknowns, and the fear of what tomorrow may bring press down silently, yet relentlessly. No one sees the tears you hide, the whispered prayers that go unanswered, or the doubts that gnaw at your heart. You may feel invisible, forgotten, or even abandoned, but this struggle is not random. It is not a punishment nor a sign that God has left your side. In fact, it is part of a divine process far greater than the eye can perceive. Just like Joseph, who sat in a prison cell for years before stepping into his destiny, God is shaping something extraordinary within you. Every moment of loneliness, every shadow of despair is refining your spirit, testing your faith, and preparing you for the blessing that lies ahead. As God reminds us in Psalm 27:1, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" Your trials are not the end. They are the quiet forge where God is building the strength you will need for his public glory. Throughout the Bible, God's chosen often faced seasons of isolation and hardship before stepping into their purpose. Joseph endured the darkness of a prison cell, betrayed by those he trusted, yet God's plan for him was far greater than the walls that held him captive. David, hunted by Saul, hid in caves and wildernesses, feeling unseen and vulnerable, yet every moment of fear and uncertainty was preparing him for the throne he would one day occupy. These private trials were not punishments, but divine workshops shaping character, faith, and resilience. They teach us that greatness is rarely birthed in comfort, but in the quiet, unseen moments where dependence on God becomes unavoidable. When life feels lonely and unfair, remember that these trials are purposeful, as God demonstrates in Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Even private struggles are threads in the tapestry of his glorious plan. God allows brokenness in private not to harm you, but to shape you. The moments when your spirit feels shattered, when disappointment lingers and hope seems distant, are the exact moments where transformation begins. Private trials refine your character, sharpening patience, humility, and perseverance in ways that comfort never could. Just as gold must pass through fire to be purified, your faith is being strengthened through these unseen struggles. Endurance is forged in silence, courage is grown in the absence of applause, and dependence on God becomes the foundation of every future victory. These moments are not signs of abandonment, but of divine alignment, carefully orchestrating circumstances to prepare you for the blessings that await. As God illustrates in James 1:2-4, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." In the wilderness of your private struggles, God's presence is closer than you realize, even when it feels like silence surrounds you. The first step is to turn your heart in prayer, speaking honestly to him about your fears, frustrations, and doubts. Let your words flow without restraint, knowing that the creator of the universe listens to every whisper. Dive into scripture, not as a routine, but with hunger, seeking the promises that speak to your season. Meditate on verses like Isaiah 41:10, where God assures, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Trust that his timing is perfect, even when your patience is tested. Shift your focus from the discomfort that presses upon you now to the greater purpose being crafted behind the scenes. Every delay, every unanswered prayer is a step toward refinement. In these intimate moments, the wilderness becomes a sacred classroom where God reveals his presence, shaping your spirit for the extraordinary path ahead. It is often in the quietest, loneliest moments that God draws closest to our hearts. When the world fades away and the noise of expectations, distractions, and opinions disappears, his voice becomes unmistakable. Private breaking is not meant to isolate you forever. It is designed to cultivate intimacy with the one who knows you completely. In silence and solitude, you learn to recognize the gentle whisper of God guiding your steps, comforting your spirit, and realigning your heart with his purpose. As God reminds us in Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not emptiness, it is presence. By embracing these sacred pauses, you begin to depend less on human reassurance and more on divine affirmation. Every moment of solitude is an invitation to lean deeper, to listen more intently, and to let His Spirit shape your understanding of who you truly are. The connection you build here will sustain you through storms, strengthen your faith, and prepare you to carry the blessings He has already prepared for your life. Every trial you endure in private carries the seed of transformation. The breaking, the silence, the moments of doubt, they are all crafting a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of you. Just as David faced years of hiding in danger before he ascended to the throne, and Joseph remained in prison before his rise to leadership in Egypt, your hardships are refining your faith, sharpening your discernment, and strengthening your spirit. These unseen moments teach patience, build endurance, and cultivate a perspective that only emerges through struggle. As God illustrates in 2 Corinthians 4:17, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that outweighs them all." Every private battle is preparing you for public victory. The storms shape your character, the delays teach reliance on Him, and the solitude develops spiritual insight. What feels like breaking today is the divine craftsmanship of your destiny, ensuring that when the time comes, you step into your purpose with courage, clarity, and unshakable faith, ready to fulfill the plan God has written for your life. The pain you endure in private is never wasted, for it lays the foundation for a blessing far greater than you can imagine. What once felt like isolation and struggle becomes the very platform from which your victory emerges. Just as Joseph stepped out of prison to save nations, and David rose from hiding to lead a kingdom, the blessings God has prepared for you are public, elevated, and designed to glorify His name. The private trials ensure that you are ready, equipped emotionally, spiritually, and mentally to carry the weight of your blessing without being consumed by it. As God assures us in Ecclesiastes 3:1, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Every moment of waiting, every tear, and every challenge is part of His perfect timing. The struggles are temporary, the refining is necessary, and the reward is eternal. Take heart, for your moment is coming. The very circumstances that tried to break you are preparing the stage for your triumph, and God's glory will shine through your life like never before. Even in the midst of storms, when life feels heavy and hope seems distant, your response can shift everything. Choosing to praise, to worship, and to declare faith in the face of hardship is not just an act of obedience, it is a spiritual weapon. When you lift your voice above the chaos, you invite God's presence to transform your atmosphere, to calm your heart, and to realign your perspective. As God reminds us in Psalm 22:3, "But you are holy, enthroned on the praises of Israel." Worship has the power to elevate your spirit and prepare you for the blessings He is about to release. Every note of gratitude, every whispered prayer, and every declaration of trust builds a bridge from private struggle to public triumph. When you choose faith over fear, hope over despair, and praise over pain, you position yourself to receive what God has ordained. Stand tall, lift your voice, and let your worship declare that no storm can overshadow the glory God has prepared for you. As we close, remember that you are not alone in your struggles. The private breaking, the quiet battles, and the unseen tears are all part of God's divine preparation, shaping you for the purpose and destiny He has already ordained. Reflect on what you have learned today and let it strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and deepen your trust in Him. Share this message with others who may be walking through their own wilderness, so they too can be encouraged, uplifted, and reminded that God's timing is perfect. Your transformation is not just for you. It becomes a testimony, a light to others, and a proclamation of His glory. Step forward with courage, embrace the process, and allow God to complete the work He began in you. Your private trials are crafting an unstoppable purpose, and when the blessing comes, it will shine brighter because of every moment you endured with faith,